Hello friends, I am CS Jaspreet. Welcome back to my channel. We will be continuing today with the CSEET series with the subject second. The topic first of the subject second, which is legal aptitude. The topic is Constitution of India. Today we will study some parts of this chapter, and to know what all am I studying, keep watching the video till the end and subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet. Starting with the basics of Constitution of India, the Constitution of India came into force on January 26, 1950. It makes detailed provisions for the rights of citizens, and directive principles of state policy are the principles to be followed by the state in the governance of the country. So it came into force on this date, and what does the Constitution has? It has the detailed provisions for the right of the citizens, and it also directs the states what all things they have to follow, which are called the directive principles of state policy. Then moving forward to preamble. The preamble to the Constitution sets out the aims and aspirations of the people of India. The preamble declares. Now what is a preamble? It tells you the aims and aspirations of the people of India, and it declares India to be sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. So we all know India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, and that is being declared by the preamble. The preamble secures to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. So all these things are also secured for the citizens of India by the preamble, that they will get justice, they will have liberty, equality and fraternity. The word socialist was added by the 42nd Amendment, aims to secure to its people justice, social, economic and political. So the word socialist was added later on by the 42nd Amendment, and it aims to secure to the people that they will have justice in social, economic and political way. The democratic republic signifies that our government is of the people, by the people and for the people. We all know what democracy is all about. So that is why the democratic republic signifies that the government is of the people, by the people and for the people. Now talking about whether the Constitution of India is federal or unitary. So Constitution of India is basically federal, but with certain unitary features. The essential features of a federal polity or system are dual government, distribution of powers, supremacy of the Constitution, independence of judiciary, written constitution and a rigid procedure for the amendment of the Constitution. So all these things are there in our Constitution. There is dual government, there is distribution of powers, the supremacy of Constitution is also there. Constitution is supreme, judiciary is independent, the Constitution is written, and if you want to amend the Constitution, it has a rigid procedure. It's not easy to amend the Constitution. So all these things signifies that what our Constitution is and what are the essential features of a federal polity or federal system. Moving further, Constitution gives us some fundamental rights to the citizens of India. What are those rights and in which number to which number articles the rights are being there? Starting with the right to equality. Everybody should be treated equal. So for that, the articles 14 to 18 are signified for right to equality. Right to freedom. We have freedom for certain things. I'll explain you in coming slides. These are explained in articles 19 to article 22nd. Right against exploitation. Right, people or citizens cannot be exploited in certain ways. I'll explain you. Articles 23 and 24. Right to freedom of religion. Very important. Articles 25 to 28. Cultural and educational rights, articles 29 and 30, and right to constitutional remedies, that states in article 32. So we have 6 fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. Now talking about the right to property. So right to property is no more a fundamental right. It is now a legal right. Earlier it was a fundamental right, but now it's not a fundamental right. It has become a legal right. So right to property is a legal right now, not a fundamental right. Articles 12 and 3, they deal with the definition of state and law. And articles 32 to 35, they deal with the general provisions relating to fundamental rights. Now, what is the classification of fundamental rights? So, Articles 15, 16, 19 and 30 are guaranteed only to citizens. So, Articles 15, Article 16, Article 90 and Article 19 and Article 30, they are just for the citizens. But Articles 14, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 27 and 28 are available to any person on the soil of India, citizen or foreigner, whether he is a citizen, whether he is a foreigner, but if he is on the soil of India, these articles are provided to everybody. But if you talk about articles 15, 16, 19 and 30th, they are just guaranteed to the citizens of India. But other articles which I have mentioned in the second point, they are available to citizen as well as a foreigner, but he should be a person on the soil of India, like in India. The rights guaranteed by Articles 15, 17, 18, 20, 24, absolute limitations upon the legislative power. So these are the absolute limitations of the legislative power. So these are how they are classified, and you should know which articles are restricted to citizens or which articles are available to citizens as well as foreigners. Now, what is a state? It is defined under Article 12, the government and parliament of India, the government and legislature of each of the states, all local or other authorities within the territory of India or under the control of the government of India. Now, what is a state? It is defined under Article 12, the government and parliament of India, the government and legislature of each of the states, all local or other authorities within the territory of India or under the control of the government of India. Now, Constitution guarantees 6 freedoms to the citizens of India. If you are a citizen of India, you are being given 6 freedoms. And what are those? Freedom of speech and expression. You can speak what you feel. You can express what you feel totally freely. You have that freedom because we live in a democratic nation. Assemble peacefully and without arms. We can assemble peacefully. We can celebrate. We can assemble, but without arms, right? Form associations or unions, like we have workers unions and we have other unions, or we have associations that can be formed freely. There is no restriction on that. Move freely through the territory of India. We can go anywhere in the territory of India. That is not a problem. Reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. That is not at all restricted in any cases. We are totally free to go and reside and settle anywhere. Practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or business. We can do that. But yes, there are certain limitations in all these things also, that it shouldn't be illegal, it shouldn't be wrong. All these things are basic. But other than that, these freedoms are given to the citizens of India. These 6 freedoms are given by the Constitution of India to the citizens of India. I told you that Constitution of India gives the freedom of speech and expression in the last paragraph. But yes, there are some permissible restrictions on freedom of speech and expression also. It is not like that you are given freedom of speech and expression, so you'll say anything or you'll express anything. There is some permissible restrictions like sovereignty and integrity of India. You can't say anything bad or wrong about that. Security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency or morality. You can't cross that thing. Contempt of court. You can't say or express anything which turns into contempt of court. Defamation. You can't defame anybody. You can't defame anybody, because that is something, if you say or if you express defamation, that is a restriction on this right. Incitement to an offense, if you incite something that leads to an offense, that is also wrong. So these are permissible restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression. Moving forward to Article 21, which gives us protection of life and personal liberty. Yes, Article 21 confers on every person, we have the fundamental right to life and personal liberty. We can claim, this is our right that states in Article 21. We have fundamental right to life and personal liberty. It says that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. Only law can do that, or any procedure that the law is being established. Other than that, no person shall be deprived of his life or his personal liberty. Every person has personal liberty, and every person has a right to claim his personal liberty, and he or she cannot be deprived of his life. Then comes right to education. According to Article 21A of the Constitution of India, the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of the age of 6 to 14 years in such a manner as the state may by law determine. So this is the responsibility of the state, that the state shall provide free and compulsory education. So every child of the country is has a right to education according to Article 21A and should be given to all the children who are between 6 to 14 years by the state as the law determines. Moving forward to right against exploitation. Article 23 of the Constitution of India, this right states that prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. So there shouldn't be trafficking of human beings like buying and selling and forced labor. Yeah, there cannot be forced labor. That is exploitation of human beings. If trafficking is happening or there is forced labor, that is exploitation and that cannot be done. This is a right against exploitation. And prohibition of employment of children in factories, etc. Right? Children cannot be employed in factories, and these laws come up because there were loopholes in the law, and these rights are given to the people because yes, the exploitation takes place in many areas. So that is why the Constitution states that as the citizens of India, you have these rights, right against exploitation. There cannot be trafficking of human beings, there cannot be forced labor, there cannot be employment of children, in factories, etc. Then comes right to freedom of religion. Every citizen of India has complete right to freedom of religion. So Articles 25, 26, 27 and 28, they deal with these rights which are given under freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. Every citizen of India has complete freedom that he can take up it as a profession, as a conscience and free profession. He can practice and propagate his religion. Freedom to manage religious affairs, yes, anybody can manage religious affairs freely. There's nothing wrong in that. Freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. You can do that. As to payment of, if you want to promote your religion, any particular religion, there is payment of taxes, you need to do that. Freedom as to attendance at religious instruction or religious worship in certain educational institutions. If it happens, yes, you can do that. So we have these rights and you can freely do all these things. A citizen of India has a right to freedom of religion in all these areas. Then comes the right to constitutional remedies. Article 32 guarantees the enforcement of fundamental rights. Yes, then we have a separate article to tell that yes, these fundamental rights are being enforced. It is remedial and not substantive in nature. It's just remedial. It's not substantive. The rest of the articles 33 to 35 relate to supplementary matters and do not create or guarantee any right. So therefore, we shall discuss Article 32 first. 32 states that it guarantees the enforcement of fundamental rights. That yes, there are fundamental rights and they are being correctly and effectively enforced in India. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you found the video informative. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you've not done it yet, and if you've not seen the CSEET series earlier which I made on English subject, I'll put the links in the description box below. You can go and check that out. Thank you.